Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Let me ask you something that might sting a little. Why do you think she stopped respecting you? Was it the day you became too nice? The day you started explaining yourself too much? Or maybe the day you forgot who you were before she came into your life? Because here's a brutal truth most men never hear. A woman doesn't lose respect for you overnight. She loses it the moment you stop being the man she was drawn to in the first place. Before we go deeper, make sure you subscribe and like this video, because what I'm about to tell you will shift the way you see women, relationships, and yourself forever. Now, every man wants respect, but very few understand what earns it. You can buy her gifts, listen to her stories, be her emotional safe place, but if she doesn't feel your presence, she'll unconsciously start to treat you like background noise. It's not that she's cruel, it's biology. Women are drawn to grounded masculine energy, not passive agreement. She might not even realize she's losing respect, but you'll feel it. Through her tone, her body language, her distance. You see, a man who's respected doesn't chase, doesn't explain, and doesn't need validation. He moves with quiet certainty. He listens, but doesn't bend to please. He cares, but never at the cost of his own direction. Most men lose this balance because they confuse being kind with being submissive. They think compromise equals connection, when in reality, it often equals disconnection. Because when you stop standing firm in who you are, she stops feeling safe around you. Not emotionally, not instinctively. There's a type of man a woman can't help but respect. It's not about money, looks, or dominance. It's about energy. A man who knows himself radiates a calm authority that commands respect without words. He doesn't talk about boundaries, he lives them. He doesn't demand loyalty, he inspires it. And until you become that man, until you return to the version of yourself who moves with purpose, confidence, and direction, she can't truly respect you. Because respect isn't given, it's felt. It's the quiet recognition that you cannot be swayed by her emotions, or anyone's. The question is, can you become that man again? Or have you forgotten what he looks like? You can't demand respect from a woman who's stopped feeling it. You have to become someone who naturally evokes it. And that transformation begins in silence. Not arguments, not explanations, not ultimatums. The silent man with purpose speaks louder than any man defending his worth. Because when you defend too much, you reveal uncertainty. And uncertainty is what kills attraction faster than rejection ever could. Most men don't realize this. The moment you start over-explaining yourself to her, she starts feeling like your mother, not your lover. She feels you seeking permission instead of offering leadership. She senses that you're trying to convince her instead of deciding for yourself. That's the instant her subconscious shifts from admiration to quiet disappointment. She won't tell you this, because it's not conscious, it's instinctual. But it shows up in her tone, her body language, her lack of effort. You see, a woman's respect is emotional oxygen. Without it, a relationship suffocates. But she can't give it out of guilt or sympathy. She gives it only when she feels your strength. And strength isn't about domination or arrogance. It's about grounded composure, the kind of calm that says, I know who I am. I know what I stand for, and I won't lose myself trying to keep someone who's already halfway out the door. When a man has this energy, everything about him shifts. He doesn't react to emotional outbursts. He observes. He doesn't beg for attention. He creates space so his absence can be felt. He doesn't prove his worth. He demonstrates it through self-control and clarity. That's when a woman starts to look at you differently. Her tone softens. Her eyes linger longer. Her respect begins to rebuild, because she senses that you're no longer emotionally dependent on her validation. Every man has this power, but most bury it under fear. Fear of loss, fear of rejection, fear of being seen as too cold. But the truth is, calm detachment is not cruelty, it's confidence. It's what tells her, I'm here because I choose to be, not because I need to be. And that's the difference between being respected and being tolerated. Once you understand that distinction, you stop trying to earn respect and start embodying it. That's when everything changes. Here's the truth most men don't want to hear. She doesn't respect words. She respects actions that match your silence. You can promise her the world, say all the right things, even apologize with sincerity. But if your energy screams, "I'm afraid to lose you," she feels it instantly. Women have a radar for emotional weakness, not to manipulate you, but to test your solidity. Because deep down, she's not testing if you'll stay, she's testing if you'll break. Think about that. Every argument, every cold silence, every emotional pullback, it's not always about control. It's about her subconscious craving to feel your unshakable center. If you lose it, she loses trust. If you stay composed, she feels safe. That's how respect is built, not in comfort, but in chaos. Most men think love is about doing more, giving more, saying more, but often it's about doing less and being more. A woman doesn't fall for a man who gives her everything. She falls for the man who gives her stability. And that stability comes from your emotional discipline. When you stop reacting to every shift in her mood, when you stop chasing reassurance, you become the emotional mountain she can lean on, not the river that bends every time the wind blows. Understand this. You teach her how to treat you not by lecturing her, but by how you treat yourself. Do you set boundaries and stick to them? Do you say no without guilt? Do you walk away from disrespect, not to punish her, but to protect your peace? That's the kind of behavior that rebuilds respect faster than any speech. Because when she sees you value yourself, truly value yourself, she mirrors it. She starts respecting your time, your opinions, your space. She feels that quiet confidence that says, "I don't need you to see my worth. I live it every day." That energy is magnetic. It's rare. It's what separates men who are admired from men who are forgotten. And that's the paradox. The more you detach from needing her respect, the more she gives it, because respect flows to the man who doesn't chase it, but embodies it. Let me tell you something that might change how you see every interaction you've ever had with a woman. Respect isn't built in the easy moments. It's born in the uncomfortable ones. When she challenges you, questions your decisions, pulls away emotionally, that's not always rejection. Sometimes it's her subconscious saying, "Show me your strength. Show me that you won't collapse under pressure." Most men fail this test, not because they're weak, but because they mistake tension for danger. They think if a woman pulls away, they need to chase. If she's upset, they need to fix it. If she's quiet, they need to fill the silence. But those moments of tension are where her respect for you is quietly recalibrating. If you crumble, she sees uncertainty. If you remain composed, she feels your stability. You see, masculine respect is not something you beg for. It's something you anchor. And anchors don't move with the tide. They stay still, no matter how rough the storm becomes. That's what makes a man trustworthy in her eyes. Not what he says, but how consistently he shows emotional control. She wants to know that your calm isn't a mask. It's your nature, because deep down, every woman wants to feel emotionally safe with a man who doesn't lose himself when things get hard. And this is where most men sabotage themselves. They think being emotional equals being open. But vulnerability without self-respect turns into emotional dumping. You can share your feelings, yes, but share them after you've processed them, not while you're drowning in them. Because when she senses that your emotions control you more than you control them, she can't fully trust your leadership, even if she still loves you. So, what does the man she respects look like in these moments? He's patient. He observes more than he reacts. He gives space without resentment. He doesn't chase clarity from her. He creates clarity within himself. And when he speaks, his words carry weight because they come from a place of self-awareness, not insecurity. This kind of man doesn't fight to be heard. He becomes the calm in her chaos. And that's when her respect deepens, not because he demanded it, but because he earned it through silence, discipline, and emotional strength. A man who earns respect doesn't do it through dominance or control. He does it through consistency. That word alone separates the men who are admired from those who are abandoned, because consistency builds trust, and trust builds respect. When your words align with your actions, a woman starts to feel safe, not just emotionally, but instinctively. And when she feels safe, her respect and admiration flow naturally. The mistake most men make is thinking they need to constantly impress her. But you don't need to impress a woman, you need to inspire her. You do that by living your life with direction, a mission that doesn't revolve around her approval. The moment she realizes that your sense of purpose existed before her and will exist after her, that's the moment she starts looking at you differently. It's subtle. Her tone softens, her attention sharpens, and her behavior changes. She starts to follow your emotional lead. But if you make her the center of your world, she'll eventually step off that pedestal, because deep down, she doesn't want to be your purpose. She wants to witness your purpose. She wants to see how you move through life, how you handle stress, how you respond to failure. Because those are the moments that reveal your core. And if your core remains grounded, she can't help but respect it. Men who lack purpose often get trapped in emotional negotiation. They try to fix every mood, explain every decision, and seek endless reassurance. But women don't respect reassurance. They respect resilience. When life hits you hard and you remain composed, when challenges appear and you adapt, when emotions rise and you stay grounded, that's when she feels the gravity of your masculine presence. Purpose doesn't mean being emotionless. It means being emotionally anchored. You can love deeply, laugh loudly, care openly, but none of it should pull you off your path. A man with direction is irresistible because he doesn't depend on anyone to define him. And that's what makes her trust you. That's what makes her respect you, even in disagreement. So remember this, you don't win respect through speeches or strategy. You earn it by living a life that reflects inner discipline. The kind of discipline that doesn't shout but radiates. Here's the part most men never realize until it's too late. Respect isn't something you get from women. It's something you build within yourself, and then the world mirrors it back. When you carry yourself with self-respect, you start to move differently. You stop explaining your worth. You stop chasing people's attention, and you stop tolerating situations that drain your peace. You no longer ask, "Why doesn't she respect me?" Because your very presence demands it. That's the transformation. That's the man she can't help but respect. The man who can walk away without bitterness. The man who chooses solitude over disrespect. The man who listens but never begs. That quiet, grounded presence that says, "I know who I am, and I will not negotiate that truth for anyone." When you reach that level of internal peace, her energy shifts. The same woman who once tested you begins to trust you. The same woman who once doubted you starts to admire your discipline because she senses that your power doesn't come from needing her. It comes from mastering yourself. Self-respect is magnetic. It draws the right people in and silently filters out the wrong ones. When you become this man, you don't need to prove your value to anyone. You become valuable because you live by standards, not emotions. You don't react to disrespect. You remove yourself from it. You don't explain your boundaries, you embody them. That's when you realize the truth. Respect isn't something you chase, it's something you protect. And here's what's beautiful about it. When you start living this way, women feel it before you even speak. Your tone changes, your energy steadies, your presence becomes unmistakable. You start attracting women who respect themselves because they recognize that energy in you. You no longer fear losing someone. You fear losing your direction, and that's the moment you finally become that man. So if you've been wondering why she doesn't respect you, stop looking at her behavior and start studying your own reflection. Because when you elevate yourself, when you become grounded, calm, and purpose-driven, she won't just respect you, she'll trust you. And that trust is the foundation of everything real. If this message hits something deep inside you, don't just listen, live it. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe, like this video, and share it with a man who needs to hear it today. Your change starts now.